What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we are at the 2024 Ascend Music and Motorsports Festival. We got the F250 out here. We're selling merch. Anybody who gets entered today or buys anything today, they get entered to win the truck. That's not really what this whole video is about. We are getting ready to set up merch, but this is the first event with the 7.3 Godzilla in the S550 Mustang. So primarily this event is a lot about time attack and like road course racing. They have like $50,000 in prizes, which is pretty crazy, but they are doing some drifting exhibitions throughout the weekend, and since it is the 4th of July weekend, they are doing a lot of stuff with fireworks and a huge drone show, which is going to be happening tomorrow night. So you can see right here on track right now, we got some drivers. So we're pretty much just gonna go hop in the Mustang and see what this thing is like on track, since I've never driven it, drifted it, other than playing around in front of the shop a little bit. But I'm excited because this thing has a ton of torque. We're gonna hop in the car and see how this thing is. All right, so Eric, you ready for the first rips?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
What do you think of this? I cleaned up the interior. It like looks like kind of like a Mustang.
Slicky.
I schlickied it up a little bit. So you ready to fire this bad girl up?
Yeah.
Ready to rip. We can hook up the Bluetooth. We can bump on it. Oh, look at that, Holley dash. I'm excited. I'm really excited. Man, we're learning. Woo. It has been a while since I drove this thing, and it is weird. You cannot let off the steering wheel at all, so you kind of have to left foot brake and really slow the transitions down. It's interesting though, lots of torque. Third gear, it feels like it's first gear. It's crazy. So much torque. We're gonna go out there and we're gonna see how it is, but we should be all right. You can't let off the steering wheel.
Spin it, one more spin and I'm sending you a timeout. You're good to go. I'm gonna send you. Oh wait, shit. Hold up.
Basically 3 laps back to back. Didn't get hot, didn't overheat, got to 220 coolant temp, which I think is about where the fans on these things turn on. So fans, everything good. Cooling systems pressurized, nothing leaking. The one thing I forgot is that when we did the Godzilla, we didn't do a front sway bar. So it like, in the corners, it's like, it feels like a big old boat. Because when we had the JZ, it still had the sway bar, so it has front sway bar, had front sway bar, and rear sway bar. Now we don't have any sway bar in the front. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the dampening on the coilovers all the way hard, and we're gonna see what that does. So the dampeners are already all the way hard. So there's not much we could do about that. But literally this thing, Mustangs are super weird. It has an electronic power steering rack. The angle kit on here, we don't have a lot of caster, which means it doesn't have a lot of self-steer, which means that it kind of, you have to drive it like a forklift. Imagine a forklift, like in order for it to turn, you have to steer it. And so that's exactly what I have to do. My S14, you could literally drive that thing with the pedal and like, you know, initiate, give it a little flick, initiate, let off, grab it, hold angle, throttle. When you transition, let off and just grab it again. This thing, you literally have to, every single rotation that the wheel does, you have to keep your hand on it. As soon as you let go, it spins out. Also, I'm kind of left foot braking almost the whole time with the transitions to kind of keep it slowed down. Otherwise, this thing's like a bull in a china shop. It just wants to go crazy. So, everything looks good. I think I'm just gonna go do a couple more laps, and we're gonna set Eric on the side of the track and get some outside footage and see what this thing sounds like. So I think today I've done a total of maybe 10 laps in this thing. We've killed 2 sets of tires. This thing eats through tires, and you still have to drive it like a forklift with the you can't let go. I let go twice and I spun out 4 times is how bad it is. But I'm gonna give Jamie a ride in this thing, see how it is. And yeah, they're gonna be doing a lot of night drifting, and there's tons of track. Basically it's 5:30 right now. There's only about 10 drifters out here, and we have the track open until 10 o'clock. So we could literally be here all day. I could burn out the rest of my tires in like an hour. But there's a big fireworks show and drone show and everything tomorrow. So I'm gonna give Jamie a ride in this thing, and then I think we're gonna conserve some tires for later. But I don't know, how does this thing sound?
Sounds crazy.
Does it sound good? Does it sound bad?
I feel like it needs bigger pipes.
Bigger pipes? Well, what do you guys think? How does it sound? From the outside, from the inside? How does it look? You think I look good in it? Huh?
Yeah.
Huh? What do you think? Oh, Jamie! Alright, you ready? Alright, do we make sure it's in neutral?
Where's yours at?
I'm not wearing it.
Why?
was?
It was torquey.
What else?
Got a little dizzy.
Oh, yeah.
Got a little dizzy going in circles.
Give me your honest review. What do you think? Oh, why?
It just feels like you have more control.
Yeah, this thing, it definitely feels like a bull in a china shop when you're trying to like control it a little bit. But you know, I think with the fork, if we figured out the steering,
It just feels like heavy.
and it feels like it needs more grip. Like the back, like you could just literally floor it. I could probably do this in fourth and just smoke it out. Maybe I should do that.
Definitely win the burnout competition.
Oh, it would win the burnout competition for sure. Is it making smoke?
When you spun out right here, yeah.
Well, that's because of, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
My sound thing went off.
Good.
It said it was too loud.
Okay, do you agree?
It was pretty loud.
Okay, well, hey, thanks for going. Alright, so Trevi's Customs in the flesh. We made a custom sway bar mount really quick. So factory, the sway bar goes in the front right here, hooks up right there, and then it sits on these two pads right there. But the problem is the crank pulley for the Godzilla, this engine sits down a little bit lower or whatever. The EcoBoost was behind that, 2J was behind that, Godzilla sticks in front of that. So sway bar was in the way. This thing was driving not that great without a front sway bar, I think. At least that's what we're gonna blame it on. So what I did is I just stuck it back here in the back. We got a piece of metal and we drilled a hole. We bolted it right there on the bottom, bolted it on the back, squished it, and then we just stuffed the sway bar in right there in the back. We have about an inch of clearance underneath the transmission, so I think that was a pretty good solution, especially for now. I definitely think it's going to need beefed up a little bit, but we could always go back to the shop and get that done at a later date. Kinsey, how you doing? Yeah.
Same as me.
You're doing good?
Yeah.
Nice. That's good. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing bolted back together, and I'm gonna go do my first laps for the day. So, way better. Like, it feels so much better just by doing that. So, I don't know, obviously, this thing came with an aluminum 4-cylinder from the factory. When I was drifting it with the 2J, you know, it's a 6-cylinder cast iron block. Normally these things have an aluminum block Coyote. Now we have a cast iron block 7.3. This thing's huge, weighs a lot. Also, it's in the front of here, so you're like that. So I think that was really throwing off the chassis, and it just didn't feel as good. But now driving it, I feel a lot more confident in it, and yeah, I think that definitely helped a ton. So I'm glad we did the sway bar custom, Trevi's Customs bracket. haven't done a whole lot today. We did a couple laps. Obviously with the sway bar hooked up, felt a lot better. Did 2 burnout competitions, or kind of 2 burnout exhibitions, and everything felt good with the car. This thing has so much torque, literally putting it in 3rd gear. It just feels like it's 1st gear. It's wild. So much torque, feels awesome. The angle kit, almost too much angle, but it's perfect for the burnout pit. So everybody's out here drifting now. So we're gonna let the car cool off a little bit, and then so we're gonna let the car cool off a little bit, and then we're gonna go out and do some laps on the track. So we are back from the event. 7.3 Godzilla ran great. Literally didn't skip a beat the whole time. We did the burnout competition, which wasn't even really competition, but we just did like a little burnout exhibition, and we had a lot of fun driving it. At first, I was a little bit upset with the steering. It just felt super weird, but as soon as we got the sway bar on it, it felt a lot better, and that gave me a lot more confidence to kind of keep driving the car and pushing a little bit harder. Either that, or I just got used to driving the thing, because it's definitely a handful. It has so much power, so much torque. I literally took off from the line one time accidentally in 3rd gear, and it was just like, and just took off. Like, it was wild. That chassis is definitely a lot heavier than the S14. The steering kind of feels just inherently just a little bit weird, especially compared to an S chassis. It just doesn't have any self-steer. Wisefab recently came out with a new angle kit, and you can actually convert the steering rack to a full hydraulic, kind of a more traditional with a power steering pump, whereas right now it's fully electric, and it just does some weird stuff. I've never actually aligned the car on a steering rack, on a rack, so I don't even know what the camber, caster, any of that other stuff is. Pretty much just set it so it matched, and we went on Drift Week, and that was really the only angle kit that we had available at the time in 2019 when we built the car. So also this week on motionautotv.com, we are doing cash in every single order between $1 and $100 bill, so you might have a chance at getting your order paid for. So if you haven't got any entries to win the truck, we're doing 20 times the order. We're doing 20 times entries this week, and if you are not interested in any of the new merch or any of the new designs we have on the website, we also are selling performance parts on motionautotv.com. So if you want to get a set of Bilstein shocks, if you want some Husky liners or WeatherTech liners, Deatschwerks fuel system, Garrett Turbo, BC Racing coilovers, anything for your ride, just head over to motionautotv.com, enter your year, make, model at the top, hit the search button, and a ton of products should pop up, and everything on that website also gets you entered for a chance to win the truck. Also, we got some cool stuff going on for the next couple weeks here in Colorado. Rudnick is actually flying in today. Matt just got here yesterday, and we have his little Datsun Sunny right here. So this thing has the Hako like original GTR front end on it, so we're going to be doing some paint, body, helping him out with the engine and all that stuff with this thing. So there's going to be some content with Rudnick this week, as well as we're working a deal on another truck that I got. If you guys aren't familiar with his channel, he's been looking for a long bed for a little while, so we're going to be doing some cool stuff with him. He's going to be helping me kind of promote this thing, and it's going to be a lot of cool content. So appreciate you guys watching. Let me know what you guys want to see, and see you later.